Okay, we are on the clock, so I will open this meeting of the February 3rd, 2025 DeKalb County Commissioners. So off we go, Dottie.
Off we go, yes. Why don't we go ahead and talk about the handouts that I dropped off that has IPEP, DeKalb County. This is from our safety committee meeting that we had last week. And these are kind of the final numbers of our claims that we had for workers' compensation. And if you will notice, we had 29 claims, and not all of them had a dollar affixed to them because they were basically record only. And we've talked about that, how insurance trustees and IPEP are both very happy that our department heads and our employees are doing a great job when there are near misses, when they've had an incident that they don't feel that they need any sort of medical treatment, but we have a baseline, and that way if anything comes of it, then insurance trustees and IPEP has the information to start. And so that's a really good thing. Our dollar amount, I know it says, $19,000. We are on a trend keep going downward. IPEP and insurance trustees are both very happy with that. Our mod rate is looking better and better all the time also. That's the number that is used to calculate how much, our premiums will be for work comp. So, and then on the other report is the 2025 so far, and we had an animal bite to an officer. The officer had gone out to a person's house, and the dog was actually doing its job. It was protecting the household, and however, it did bite the officer. So anyway, that is, so far this is what we've got going on, and they're very happy about that also. So wanted to pass that along to you. I'm sure IPEP insurance trustees will be in, sometime later as they're talking about insurance costs, and we'll pass that along. Something else that we had last, sure.
When the officer got bit, did he go to the ER? Or did he go somewhere else for $3,400?
Actually,
ER seems
he
cheap.
had to go to the ER because it was after hours of the clinic. Yeah,
Just
when
for
those things happen, we are dependent upon, the ER.
Just for reference, Dottie, do you know how much we paid in 2023? Like off the top of your head?
No,
I just
not
wondered
right
in
off the-
comparison how that was compared to the 19,000.
I know that it was in the high 20s. So we're definitely trending down. So yeah, unfortunately, Kellen, he had to go.
Well, it just seems kind of cheap, I guess, I think.
Kind of cheap so far.
Yeah, so far. I mean, maybe we haven't got all the bills in yet.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
It just happened a couple weeks
Happened in November,
ago.
it looks like.
Actually, no, this one, the one on the
in
page,
January 11th. 2025.
No, that was another situation with a dog bite. Yeah, so it happens, as you can imagine. So anyway, our fire marshal came by. We had actually invited him to take a look at our 2 conference rooms that we have in the building over there, the 9th Street Annex. And due to the fact that codes change through the years, he calculated quite a difference in the maximum occupancy that we can have in those rooms. The white room, as it's called, the large conference room, there had been 185 was the maximum amount of people that could be in that conference room, and now it is 86. nothing really has changed. We have, it's the same square footage. We still have 2 exits. It's basically code. Then for the small conference room, and to let our new commissioners know, back in 2007, when it was last done, that conference room had lecture hall seating. It was called the Red Room because there was red carpeting on the walls and the ceiling, and on the floors, and all the chairs. And so amazingly, we were allowed 72 people in that conference room. Now we are allowed 50. Once again, the square footage didn't really change. We still have 2 exits to that room, but the configuration of how it can be used has changed. So that was great. We wanted an update on that. Plus, we took a tour with our maintenance supervisor to check out any issues that we might have throughout the building. And they were very small. Some things that we need to be aware of, especially in storage rooms, there needs to be an 18-inch clearance from sprinkler systems, from the sprinkler to the last item that is on, say, a file cabinet or a storage unit. And then the fire marshal gave us a suggestion, to go ahead, take those things down, and then, so that it doesn't happen again, put a piece of tape at that 18-inch mark so that it will, it'll be a reminder not to put anything up there. So good information for us to have. That building has been remodeled and on through the years. And so things get lost in translation. So that was great. Easy things. And we're trying to get this information out to our other buildings so that they can take care of things. Electric space heaters. This time of year, we have a few of those, and often they are plugged into an extension cord because of the lack of wall units close by, and that's really a no-no. I mean, extension cords really are no-nos in a lot of areas. That's actually one of those trainings that you have about taking care of extension cords. And then just making sure exits are accessible. We had one where a chair was a little too close. Not terrible. It wasn't blocking really anything, but if you had a group of people trying to get out, it would impede progress. And then, sent the information to our IT department, making sure that power taps are not plugged into extension cords. Once again, another extension cord. And last but not least, there was a fire extinguisher that was not on a wall. It was not on a bracket. It was sitting on a floor. At least we had a fire extinguisher. But it wasn't the way it should be. The other thing that, a couple other things that we looked at, most buildings have an outlet for the fire department to hook up to for wire or for water, making sure that there's enough pressure. And we have one at the 9th Street Annex. However, it's not really marked. I've known about it, but, it's one of those things that, you know about it. And it's on the front side of the building. And probably at the time when the building was built, the fire department was actually across the street from there. And so that would make sense. But we've talked to the maintenance department, and there will be a sign that will identify it, making sure that it's visible to the fire department when they come. So it was a really great exercise on our part, nothing really egregious, and the fire marshal was wonderful. I am hoping that our building inspector and our code enforcement officer, I know that how they attack things, and it's, I'm here to help you. You know, we're here to partner, and that's exactly what he was. He was there to partner with us, so I really appreciated it very much. And he said that if we fixed things before he comes back in 30 days, just send him a picture of it, and, you know, we'll be good to go. So there are pictures being sent back to me, and I'm forwarding them on to him, and so it's working just really well. So other things with our hiring and recruitment, the recorder's office has a full-time person starting later this month. She has a full-time, one of her full-time people will be retiring mid-year, and I understand that she received approval to bring in somebody to help train. And then kind of a last minute, one of her part-timers gave us her letter of resignation, and so we've posted that. Lita likes to really have a mix of full-time, part-time. The part-timers can work, you know, fill in when you have the full-timers on vacation, and it feels like she has a little more flexibility. So that part-time position is posted. The auditor's office has a full-time transfer person posting. We have a retirement coming up in March, if I'm not mistaken, right? The Change Academy has a part-time facilitator who is actually starting today, so that's good for them. Superior One will have a retirement in the next few months of their bailiff, and so we have started posting for that up there in Superior One. The Central Communications, we had postings out for a dispatcher, and we have received many, it's been really great this time around, many application packets, full application packets, and the tests that were, the evaluations that were done at Work One, we have their scores back. So they are reviewing them right now, and hopefully we will start the interview process maybe in a couple weeks to get somebody in for training for that open position. And last but not least on that is Sheriff's Office asked us to close out their posting for road deputy, and but unknown, you know, how many applications that they received. All the applications go directly to them, and so we're not sure what the status is on that. But and Morgan has been really busy with interviews between the recorder's office and the auditor's office, so much so that she's lost her voice. Well, not really. No. But, no, so yeah, I think things are progressing with getting some new people in. Anyway, that's what I have to report. What do you guys have for me?
Ellen? Jim?
Okay, great. Well, we have a department heads meeting that will be on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Mr. Miller, I know Besa is getting with you about technology. So anyway, thanks. You guys know where I live.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, let's jump over into discussion and topics. We're waiting on Ben. Payroll, pay the people.
I'll make a motion to, for payroll.
Second.
A motion, a second. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same. Payroll is approved. Claims, and I do have a question on the claims. Mayors and Commissioner Caucus dues was paid. Does that need to be approved?
Well, you approve it in, you want to see it? Is that what you're asking?
No, I don't remember it coming up to,
Oh, we
vote.
pay it every year.
You do pay it every year.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Yeah, I mean, I always submit the invoice. We've always paid it.
I think we had a discussion on whether we was going to stay in that
Okay.
with the past commissioners. So I just wanted to make sure.
I can pull it if you want me to pull it.
What do you think? Mayors and Commissioners Caucus, $1,500 a year dues. Okay.
Did you have a concern with it?
No, it was something that was discussed in previous two commissioners as to whether we'd stay in it or not, and end up going ahead and paying it. And so I just want to make sure everybody was
Yeah, I'm fine with
okay and clear with it. Okay. Given that, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to accept claims as is.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Motion is approved. Minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes, subject to the following amendment to the minutes, to include the following statement. I'm going to quote this. Concerning the appointment to the county RDC appointment, due to a misunderstanding, I need to correct an answer I made at the last meeting. When asked about Mr. Sturry after I had made the nomination to move him from a non-voting member to a voting member on the County Economic Board, I said that I had contacted him. I misunderstood the question, and I should have answered, no contact with Mr. Sturry prior to the meeting, unquote. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding and will do my best to make sure this type of incident does not happen again. I would ask that that be part of the minutes. That's my motion.
You're saying that?
Correct.
Yeah.
For this minute?
Do you have that?
I will, I'll give this to you.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, you don't want to just stick the statement.
Correct. Yep.
Good. And that is a motion to approve.
I second.
Motion is second to approve minutes. Additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Minutes are approved.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay. Moving on. 2024 county receipts and expenditures and total compensation. I think we got that email.
Yep, that's a big one. So every year, I am required to present these to council and commissioners at the first meeting in February for each body. And it is just everything that was received and paid in totality, is not line by line, per fund, and then all of the compensation that has been paid out for the prior year. And they get posted at 3 different locations prior to the meeting.
Any questions or comments?
I have a question. So it says year to date, is that total or is it just for this year till now, starting in January 2024?
Year to date, it would be
January 1st?
January of '24, January 1 to 12/31/24.
Okay, I didn't know.
For
Just
the-
double check and make
For
sure.
the full year.
Because you have previous, current, and then year to date, so I was just trying to understand the numbers there a little bit. You can come look at.
Probably,
I mean, you use the first one, the general. It says previous 35 million, current 5 million, .6, year to date 40 million. So I was wondering what, it says generally from,
yeah.
what's the
So-
previous then? What we had, what we spent last year?
That would have been what came to us from 12/31 of '23 that we started.
Okay. And then
It would be, other reports, it's
Okay. Okay. Wanted to double check.
Any other questions or clarifications needed?
Nope, I'm good.
I see the grand total year-to-date, it's very grand, is substantial.
Yeah, because that's all the funds, not just county general. It's every fund.
Everything,
Yeah.
yeah. 348 million is the money that we're talking about. That's a lot, it's a lot.
That's grants, pass-throughs, every single thing.
Everything.
Every single thing that
We touch.
my office touches.
Everything.
That's what we have to, that's what we process.
I'm glad you're keeping track of that, not me.
Oh, you're good.
If you're shooting rubber bands, Jim.
You can just put it in your drawer. It's fine.
Okay, we need a motion.
So move to accept as presented.
I'll second.
A motion is second on the floor. Any additional comments from the commissioners? From the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same. Motion carries. We all need to sign. And the council. Okay. Moving on, the AES broadband support letter. What do we got?
That's the same, basically, I mean, it's different wording, letter that Surf Internet was in for the prior meeting. And it's just your backing, and I think Kellen asked Surf if you guys would be bound to just backing one company, and they told you no, that you could sign to do any. And so AES is just requesting that they have your support as well for the BEAD program.
From the legal standpoint, I don't have any problem with it.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
A motion is second on the floor. The letter of accommodation for AES Internet. Any additional comments? Commissioners, public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Motion is approved. Okay. Generator proposal. Larry's not. She's supposed to come up on that, I think, or is he? We gonna-
I don't think so. This was the one he was up and talked about last time, and you guys had requested that he get a new updated quote that took out the load
Load on three.
on 3 of them, and then they had quoted for 4 times a year service, but Larry and his team, they do it in between. So they have it down to, I believe, twice, March and April for most of them. So this is new, updated, and the total is $10,656 for all generators that the county owns.
Did you send that out?
Yeah, it was,
I didn't,
Yeah, it was in the packet.
okay, I didn't see it. All I saw was the original one that had the,
it would have been under the miscellaneous
okay,
folder.
okay.
I reviewed it from the legal standpoint with the terms and conditions of the contract. It's one of those contracts that we really can't change this, but the venue for any lawsuits is Columbus, Ohio, but, and the applicable law is Ohio, but these kind of contracts, they're not going to change that for us, obviously. We have to do a notice to terminate the automatic renewal 30 days prior to the end of the year, so just calendar to follow up on that at the 60-day point to see if we want to renew or not. And other than that, I didn't really have a problem with it.
What was the other one? What was the final cost of the other one?
The first one,
Yeah,
Yes.
it was,
the other companies.
the first one from Williams also was $14,275.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my question also. I didn't recall that.
And then we used to be with
Yeah,
Everpar, and, but that wasn't all of the generators, it was just 6 of them. And that was $6,840, but that does not include doing any of those load tests.
no test.
Was Larry going to reach out to them and see if they did that, or no? He was going to reach out to both companies and get different quotes. Was my understanding, I thought.
I don't know
load
about
testing on both.
Everpar.
Last meeting, it was left to bring the Williams one without the extra.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why he only went with Everpar, or with Williams, I'm sorry. That's a very good reduction.
In my notes, it said that Evapart never brought it up as the county needed to do that. But, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
it sounds
right.
like it makes sense that the county does need to do a load test.
Yeah.
So I think the idea was that maybe Evapart didn't even think about doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, they didn't let us know. I do know that every year with Evapar, it was a battle. Larry had a battle multiple times to get our costs down, because they would substantially increase it.
Okay. Motion?
I would so move we accept the amount of $10,656 for the contract with W.W. Williams for the generators.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second on the floor. Are there any additional comments, commissioners or the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries.
I did find it, Susan. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ah,
I did look at it.
here I'm out. Okay, moving on. Let's jump back into the regular agenda. Ben Parker, you're up. You're up. Your lucky time.
I still got it.
He still got it.
Still got it.
Mean
It
stuff,
came,
man.
it came, it went, and now it's back.
I don't want to hear that. Blessed with that again? Sure as heck hope not.
Just stay away.
I guess.
What do you got for us today, Ben? Got some bids?
Yes, I do. Let me get my stuff out here. Actually, I guess we can do this one first. We rebid item number 8 of the professional services. More, so if you guys, you guys probably don't have a copy of that We awarded most of that last year except for item number 8, so I went ahead and got you guys all a new packet of our annual highway bids. Item number 8, we rebid and everything come back and was fine. I did bring the bids back in with me, but I also ran it through Andrew, and I don't see any reasons why we cannot award all bidders on the second time of item number 8.
That's the professional services.
Yes, sir.
Because the goal is to have all of those available for the county to use on an as-need or emergency
Yes, sir.
basis.
Correct.
Need a motion for that, Bill?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept the contracts for item 8, professional services as presented.
You're going to award them.
Award them, I'm sorry. The motion is to award the contracts for professional services
Item number 8.
for item number 8 per Ben.
A motion and a second. Any additional comments, the commissioners or public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is approved.
A quick question, Ben.
Yes.
These, like the item number 3, your aggregate limestone materials, these are bids that we've accepted, so can one of these companies come back and say, I'd like to lower my bid during the year, or this is set in concrete? It's set in concrete. Figured as much, but I wanted to, if we could save money, we'd save money.
Okay, the next one, if you want to take one and pass down, here's the bid tabs for the bids for community crossings. The engineer's estimate you'll see in there, that was an engineer's estimate that was provided from Butler, Fairman, Seifert. That's not the number that I used, but we are under engineer's estimate. API's bid did meet all of the criteria, bonds, et cetera, and was the lowest bidder for this round. And I also sent the bid off to Andrew for review. And I do not see any reason why we could not award the 2024 CCMG to API Construction.
I believe that's one where I reviewed their bid bond and made sure everything was
Yep.
correct there, and it is.
Yeah.
Yep, all the paperwork's correct on that.
So you guys don't have any issue with that? I've got the paperwork, just need a motion to approve API's.
Which project is this on?
This would be for the 2024 CCMG resurfacing project.
Is that for
All three
both
of these
of
projects?
these or
Yeah,
just,
they're marked on here. So like this one's up here.
Okay, yeah.
Third one.
is that for both? Oh, both of them.
Yep.
Well, there's 2 APIs.
No, there's not. Should be only one. There's only one.
Okay.
There's three different projects. There's 3 projects.
Yeah.
And then the final number's on the last page.
Okay, okay.
So API's bid was $1,736,931.
Got it, got it.
And Brooks was 1.8.
Yep, and Brooks is 1.8.
Okay.
I would so move we accept the bid of API Construction for the 3 mentioned projects.
I'll second.
A motion and a second on the floor. Are there any additional comments, commissioners or the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
February. Okay, so on here, I'll pass this down. This is the Form 96. All 3 of you can sign. Right here.
Is it print and sign or just sign?
No, just sign it. And then that one be for Bill only to sign. Notice of award.
Then you'll just send these to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any that I need to sign?
This one you do, the last one, yes. Bill, on this one, you need to sign the top, and Susan will sign the test on the bottom. Got them all? Perfect, thank you. Okay. The next one is NDOT changed their procedure again for community crossings matching grant, NDOT LPA contract. Originally, when they sent the bids out, or the awards out, they was gonna wait until we got under bid and under contract to send the LPA contract out, because they was gonna do it for, the exact amount instead of the awarded amount. Because the amount changes if the bids come under what we estimated sometimes. So, 2 weeks ago, I got an email that they was gonna send the contracts out. So, 2 years ago, the commissioners done an ordinance making the commissioner president the statutory authority to sign VIA DocuSign for the county. So I sent that back down to them, they approved that, sent us the draft, this is a draft copy of the contract, the LPA contract with NDOT. It's the same as prior years, other than the scope has changed. I sent this to Andrew for review. Andrew reviewed this, but I think we need to make a motion that you guys accept Bill to sign the DocuSign that was sent to him last week. You'll have to resubmit for a new one, because that was only good for 48 hours. And then for Bill to sign. I did bring up a copy, if you guys want to keep it, but if you guys could approve for Bill to sign the DocuSign for the NDOT LPA contract for the Community Crossings Matching Grant 2024-2, which is for the bids that we just awarded.
I reviewed the contract. I didn't see any red flags, and I also note that I think I agree with Ben's thought on it when he talked to me, is that the state's never going to change a line in it anyway, because it's a required, it's a required contract, but I didn't see any reason to object to anything either.
Differences, what was the difference from updated?
There's nothing's changed, it's just the update has got this project in it.
Oh, okay.
So there's no dollar amount difference or anything?
No, they give us the award amount, that's for 1.5 million. So then that number will change a little bit when I submit our request for funds.
Okay.
For the awarded bid that we just awarded.
So I need to make a motion for Bill to re-sign it.
For approval for Bill to sign the contract.
DocuSign, right.
Make that a motion.
Second.
A motion second on the floor. Additional comments, commissioners or public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same. Motion carries. And we'll sign when it comes in.
You gotten it? You got it last week,
I got last week.
so you need to go in there and resubmit for a new one to be sent. If you have any trouble, let me know, and I'll help you get that done.
Right.
And then you'll get the signed one after he's done, okay, then I'll need that.
Yep, I'll
Because
forward that to you.
he can't forward them to me.
Right.
Yeah. Why? I don't know.
Because I would need to
Yeah.
sign, I would have to be able to sign in.
No, I mean, why can't I forward it to you? That's, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Last thing I got for you guys is a quote here from Zachridge. I've been working on this with Zachridge Construction along with Glenn Crawford, the county surveyor. We have a small structure, it's our structure number 49 up on County Road 39, just north of 12. It's a box structure that is needing some maintenance done on it. On the east, be the southwest corner, the walls tipped in some. It's outside from the roadway. We went up, looked at it. The structure is pretty sound, other than that part, and then the footer at the bottom is doing some eroding down at the bottom of the structure. This is like a concrete box structure. And I met with Zachridge up there, and we looked at that, and they gave me a quote to go on that southwest corner to excavate on the outside, the poor dead man wall, pull that wall back, it's out 1.5 inches, pull that back, pin it, cement it, and then the drains are plugged on that side. That's what's caused the water to allow it down, to get behind that wall, to crack and push it. That would be reestablishing the drain, opening that back up, and then going down in the flow line, drilling and pinning it, and then pouring a little bit of a floor in there. So I verified with Glenn on the inverts of the structure, because we was presenting pouring a 6-inch floor in there, and we'll try to bowl that a little bit to keep it down as low as possible. That will prolong this structure. It should last quite a long time after that. The only other option we have is to fully remove it and then put something new in there, which would be a pretty substantial cost. Them old concrete structures has got a lot of concrete in there. We'll have to have breakers come in and break that up, hammer that out. They did one just, where was that? Up by Merch Trailers on 39, about 10 years ago. And that turned into a big project. And they buried a lot of the concrete there, which shouldn't have happened. And that's why that road keeps settling and dipping the way it did. So that's not going to be repeated. That was prior my time. Zachridge has done good work for us. I don't have no problem with their work. I think they would do us a good job. This should, like I said, get us a lot longer out of this structure. I did talk to Glenn as far as the elevations. They did have in the plan to try to lower that ditch 2 feet, but the amount of footage that would have to be done, there's 4 structures that crosses the roads that would all have to be lowered. He said, I don't foresee that happening for a long time. That would be the only thing that could potentially come at us at some point. The prior surveyors had us go in when we replaced structures, when he's had a plan to do that, and go ahead and set the new structures to the new grade. And that does not work, because all that does is within a year or 2 years, it silts our pipe shut. And then you're paying to go in and remove all that. It's really not a good practice to do, in my opinion. But I'm also a little bit, it's a regulated ditch. I'm also a little bit going to follow with the survey request on that as well. We do have funds in my maintenance for small structures. This one's been on our list for a while. I haven't been super concerned because the crack's been outside the roadway, but it does need addressed. It is, like I say, it's starting to scour and rut underneath the footers on the bottom. This should, like I said, take care of it, hopefully, for a long time. Jim's probably aware of it, it's right up there by his place. But,
Been there a very long time.
yeah.
So on the top of their paper, it says County Road 427, so that really does need to be changed to
Yeah, I'll
County
have
Road
to get that.
39, right?
I'll have to get that corrected.
And how much did you say that quote came in at?
Pardon me?
She can
I
pass
just
this
wondered how
one
much
down
the
there.
quote came in at.
But here's a copy of it.
I brought you a copy, but
$9.50.
I had to keep it to look at it, and I was gonna give it to you. 49.5, I think. Is that what it was? 49.5?
49,950.
49.950? Okay, all right.
Now, do we have to have a bid process on that?
Not that, no, because it's under 50,000, we can award. If it's over 50, it's between 50 and 150, we'll have to take quotes. and then over 150 would have to bid it. It's just under, yes.
Okay.
And from the legal standpoint, so long as it's legitimately under is great. If it's something, we're not allowed, by law, you're not allowed to sort of scheme around it and say, okay, we'll do 49,999 this year, and then we'll do the next $1,000 addition to it in 6 months when this is done. That would be against the statute. But if it's a legitimately under 50,000, I guess you're okay.
Like I say, they did us good jobs, and I think every job they bid on, they've gotten.
Yeah, they've been
much.
really giving us good numbers.
Yeah,
I mean,
they've been low bidder on several projects now.
I'm not even for sure who else I could get to do that for that cost. Some of our contractors have bid on our professional services. I'm not for sure aware of the drainage and how that works with them, and
I was fine with that. I just wanted to make sure that we were following all the statutes.
I can have the 427 removed.
Did you have the funds for this?
Do they have to close out while they're doing that?
I hope not, because since where we got to dig that, it just depends on how that all comes apart, because there's slabs on the top, and we should be just out of the roadway. I'm thinking just close that shoulder.
Yeah.
But there may be a day we may have to do some traffic control up there to keep the traffic out a little further.
Okay,
I would so move we accept the contract from RG Zachrich Construction with the change as noted that the structure repair is on County Road 39, to accept it as presented.
Second.
a motion and a second on the floor. Additional comments from the commissioners or the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? The same. Motion carries.
Okay,
Get her done, Ben.
I will. They plan on doing that the same time they come up and do the bridge on 79,
Oh,
so that'll work out good.
that probably helped with the pricing.
I'm sure, because they're going to be up here anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what else you got?
That's all I have for you guys.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, you got time left.
I do. About 13 minutes.
15 minutes.
So unless you guys have anything else for me.
Anything for Ben?
I do, hold on. So let's talk about that death in the state, County Road 40, and
Okay.
just so a clarification on that, that is the state that controls the signage on that, correct?
Yes. The state controls all county, city, town roads that go to a state road. They control the stop signs, they control the stop ahead signs. They control the stop bars. That is all on the state, yes.
What I'm talking about is State Road 1 and County Road 40 had a death on Saturday. So it's been concerned. Mike Hartman from the mayor reached out. We sent a letter back
2023.
2023 asking the state to look into it. I would say we send another letter again per Ben's recommendation to have them reevaluate that intersection. Since we can't legally do anything there with the signage, right? It's up to the state at this
Not as
point.
far as the stoppage and stuff. No, I mean, potentially we could add some additional on our right-of-way prior, but at the intersection, no, and I'd even be concerned adding much additional that, with the issue that's there, putting the county at that liability then as well. We all want to make the road safer.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, and I think writing NDOT a letter showing your concern and requesting is not a bad idea. It's probably good for the county to show the initiative, the concern, but I wouldn't want to overstep and then have that come back on us, because there's nothing we can change as far as jurisdictional control over that.
So if we send a letter, I mean, it's not putting any, I guess it's for Andrew, it's not putting any liability on the county.
I
just by-
don't believe so. You're just saying that this is something you're
This is an
recommending and
issue
you're
that
wanting.
needs to be
It's still
resolved.
not within your jurisdiction. You're just making a recommendation
Right.
on it.
Just voicing your concern and for them to look at it, evaluate it. I did send you guys their evaluation the other night. That way you can see what they stated they did make them improvements. They did add the double stop head signs, the double stop signs, stop bars at the intersection. I still think illuminated signs would be effective. I feel that they would be. You've seen in their 2023 response, they didn't feel that way. I think it would be noticeable.
Is that like at the 427 and County Road 68, where they have like the lighted?
That is what
Lights.
we put up.
Oh, that's what we put
not.
up, okay.
NDOT does not allow that.
Oh, really?
They only allow the whole illuminated sign. So it'll actually have the solar panel on it. The outer perimeter of the sign will flash,
Okay, not the lights.
not the light on top. That is something that we've done that's fairly inexpensive, and
Right.
when you buy the illuminated sign with the solar panel and things, they're rather expensive. So, but that's what NDOT requires for their intersections. Because I know Hamilton put one up there several years ago, a little flashing light on the top. NDOT made them remove it. And then then they petitioned NDOT, and then they went in and put the whole illuminated sign in.
That's, okay, I think you want to do a letter?
I agree, I think so, I mean,
Do we want that just from the commissioners, or do we have, like the mayor, he's right on that. Should we get
I
him to
think you're
sign that
welcome to
also?
have-
Butler mayor, or maybe an Auburn mayor,
You could,
be a possibility.
It might be more beneficial if you guys send them separately.
Separately?
So like each body send one instead of everybody on one. So they get
Okay.
three
It looks a little
different.
more serious, I think, if it
Yeah.
comes, I agree with Susan, it'll look a little more serious if it comes from separate, I think.
Okay.
Make a motion for that.
Yes, to make a motion that we
I
do
would
the
make a
letters
motion
in.
that we commissioners send a letter to NDOT to do a study on the County Road 40, State Road 1 intersection, a safety concern.
second.
A motion second on the floor. Additional comments, commissioners or the public?
Are we gonna have Ben draft that?
it's up to you.
Do you have a prior one that was done?
I would say have that.
I
You could
could,
always shoot it to me to review.
Yeah.
why don't I go ahead and pull the last one, review that, make some edits, send it to you three and
With some suggestions. yeah.
Andrew, and let
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah, that'll work.
okay, and Susan, yes,
Everything goes to you, Susan.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Is what should, so I know what's
Your
happening.
mic on, sir.
I think so. Andrew Provines, 3920 County Road 75. So that's actually right out by me. I'm glad you brought it up, but I appreciate you guys putting together a letter. I want to know where I can find, like, where would I go to find all of the history of all the accidents? And the reason is because people around there have actually been for a couple months on and off, due to the fact that the neighbors there have responded, like, run out of their house to many, many accidents over the years. Some of the neighbors there have lost family members at that intersection. So it's kind of like, they put one at 37, four-way stop. They put one at 8 and one four-way stop. So I think that's what they're kind of looking. So letter from you guys, letter from mayor, but is it advantageous for us to put a petition together as people out there, as citizens out there? Couple it with yours, send it there. Does that help us at all?
I mean, you're welcome to, I mean, certainly, I mean, I think
It can't hurt.
it ain't gonna hurt anything.
What group would be good, or what organization, police, et cetera, to get all of the history of the wrecks over the past 10, 15 years out
I would start with the sheriff's office and see what you can get. I've got people we go through, I don't know if they work with locals on that, but I would start with the sheriff's department, see what they could get you.
if you have people that you work with, find that information, if the sheriff's department find everything, send you guys an email and
You can get with me, then I'll inquire and see if we can get it for you, or if you can get it.
I mean, it became very poignant over the weekend, a bad wreck. So, like I said, it happens a lot. The neighbors right there have responded, run out, help people. They specifically contacted, like, what could be done about this. So it's great that you guys brought it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Andrew. Okay. Need a vote. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose? Motion carries. Thanks for the reminder.
Hey, somebody's looking out for you today, aren't they?
Yeah, somebody's got to.
Okay, I'll work on that and send that to all of you, and if you got any recommended changes or something you wanted added or taken out, let me know, and we can do that.
That'll work.
Thank you.
Yep. no
That'll
problem.
work. Anything else?
Not that I'm aware of at the moment.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just cut you loose then.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a good one.
Yep, you guys
Get
do.
ready for Wednesday night.
Yeah. Again, if you needed to. Okay.
Hi, freezing rain.
Freezing rain.
Freezing rain. Okay. Chad Sleeper, you're up. What you got for us?
Yeah.
It's just an update on that property at 427, I think it's 3593, 427,
The Albright property.
yeah, the Albright. You guys wanted a update every 2 weeks.
Right, right. What's going on?
I did go by this morning before I came here. It looks like there's a little bit of progress. So I guess they are doing a little bit. But the other day, it didn't look like it. So they must have done it like over the weekend or something.
Oh,
So, and I do have pictures if you want to see them,
yeah,
but they just.
sure. I would actually.
I believe they were working on it on Saturday, because I drive by there on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I saw some people out there.
Ah,
Yeah, I know they got one of the trailers moved and some other stuff, like right in front.
When's your next revisit?
It'll be in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks? Oh,
I
out
usually
there?
give them,
Okay.
since I just went today, I'll give them 2 weeks and then see how they're,
We're doing.
yeah. But I did not get to meet with Frank that day, we made a meeting. I met with one of his workers and,
yeah. He didn't come.
no,
It's kind of disappointing.
yeah. I
That's
sort
a
of,
concern to me. It sounds like it's a concern to you because you mentioned it too,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
He knows how serious it is, or he should, because he was here, and
right.
yet he blew off a meeting with Jake.
Comments, commissioners? Questions?
Oh, what's been previous policy cleaning up like this? I mean,
We just give them time to clean up. I mean, the weather was cold for a while, so they probably didn't do anything.
I would say the previous policy has been, yeah, like that. Like, if people are showing good faith in moving and actually cleaning up, we let that continue, probably because the county wants to be kind to its citizens and give them an opportunity to clean it up, and also because there's cost in litigation and that sort of thing. The commissioners and the building department have wanted to, and Chris Gaumer have wanted to avoid, litigating over everything. If you can work peacefully with people, it's always better. So that's kind of been the history, though there have been a couple of suits in the last 2 years, but
The other thing that the commissioners do is they will give them a hard and fast deadline, like it must be done by this date before, and then if not, we'll take further action. So at this point on this one, you haven't given a hard and fast date. It was for Jace to meet with them and then revisit every 2 weeks and,
At some point, if the progress stops and we don't see,
Yeah.
but it's still not completed, then we start looking at giving a date.
Have you given them like, hey, these things need to be done, like a list of things?
Yes, that's why I met with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I only told the coal worker, so his name is Matthew.
Maybe, could you send that maybe as an official letter to Frank, just so he can't claim he didn't know about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have certain things need to be knocked off here.
And then you can put that in your list of things you've done. If he fails to progress, then you have to bring it back here.
so do you want them to put those in and give them a date they need to be done by? And then see if he doesn't, and then try to attack another one?
I don't know how long he'll drive
It just
out,
depends how long you want to
mess with it.
keep
Guess
it.
if there's, when you come back and, if you're coming back in 2 weeks, and you say there's been no progress, then I guess we would look at it, or 2 weeks or a month or something, and there's been no progress, then I would be in favor then of putting a drop dead date. But if there's progress,
But if it's the
slow,
day before,
slow and steady is better than nothing.
Yep.
And there was additions, I
But
think, in that.
that's strictly my thought.
I think we can go with that. What do you think, Kellen?
I agree with it. I think we should have a timeline too of like, hey, if we have 10 infractions, you at least have to solve 2 of the infractions within the next month or so. You know what I mean? Give him, he can choose which ones he wants to choose, because some are going to be harder than others to do. But hey, you got to show progress and not just a couple hours the day before you come out and look and move a few things around. I think, because I haven't seen the infractions. I mean, I drive by all the time. I know what's going on out there, but I haven't seen the exact infractions. I just have like you got to knock off some of these infractions every so often. And if they're not doing it, then that's when I think we should do it. Okay, then everything needs to be done at this time. We gave you some leeway, but we'll let you choose which of these infractions you want to solve first, because I mean, some of them are going to be like those telephone poles. I mean, that's going to be a pain in the butt to get rid of. So he'll have to spend some time to set that up so he can work on one of the other infractions while he's working on that, in my opinion.
Okay, is there any progress up on County Road 35? You know what I'm talking?
yes, there was. I can't remember.
Bill Van Wy was just in last week or so, and just, because he drives that every day. And he even said to me, he said, I see they're finally making some progress on it.
Yeah,
I drive that.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been significant. The front yard is actually, you can see there's a front yard now.
Really?
Stuff's all been removed except for one pickup truck. It was sitting there. They have a dumpster on site.
Is that the one you and I have been working
yeah,
on, or is that?
21, 22, County Road 35.
Yeah.
I do have pictures, if you want to look at them.
Actions cleaned up
There's,
next 2 to 4 weeks.
There's been significant progress.
Said 21, 22.
Yeah, 21, 22, County Road 35.
I can, I would only hope that they continue with the progress. They have a lot more to
Yeah.
take care of, but at least.
It seemed pretty substantial progress.
Yeah,
yes,
it did.
Yeah, and we have a lawsuit going on that one, too,
Yes.
so, if they don't comply, but, yeah. There were some
yeah,
extenuating
it was-
circumstances that kind of came to light that I
Yeah.
think Jason and I actually believe their story on that one,
Yeah, I do.
so. But they are cleaning it up, which is good.
Yeah, no, there's a dumpster on site.
Okay, that's a good sign. We always like to see dumpsters,
Right?
because you know it's costing them to leave them sit there, so
Yeah.
get them filled and get them out of there. Anything else? Any questions? Comments?
You can send me an email with all the violations for the one on 427. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, any other issues out there?
No,
Complaints on?
no. Other than that, everybody else is
Okay, all right,
on it.
thank you, sir.
Yep.
Oh, with Todd Thrush,
I got pictures.
okay, has
I
he,
went
is it,
by.
okay, maybe just email me on that one.
Okay.
Because I think we still have an outstanding lawsuit on that one.
Okay, yeah, because I think I meet with you guys pretty soon.
Okay, we can just talk about it at the meeting, too, if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Have a good day.
All right, you too.
That's kind of the end of the agenda. We got pledge at 10 o'clock.
I have one extra thing that just got sent to me this weekend. Angela at Sunny Meadows sent me, there was a quote for a new dryer, a big industrial dryer. And she had been working with Rick Snyder, our maintenance. And he sent, there's a CSC Super Laundry replacement dryer, for a replacement dryer. And they are willing to take off $825 for the installation and equipment removal, and gave a discount for what they give for nursing homes, which is over $1,000 below MSRP. So we're looking at $6,178 for this dryer. I didn't know, Rick said this is the only one that he has, because there's very few sales and service companies for these big dryers. Otherwise, you're looking at buying one off of eBay. So I wasn't sure how you guys wanted to handle that.
Comments?
There was a cost to repair that old dryer. Do you remember what that?
It was. Those did we put that in?
I don't remember. I don't remember the cost. I was thinking that they couldn't get the parts.
It was too that they couldn't get the parts.
I didn't think they could get the parts that they needed to repair the one that's out there, and it was getting too hot.
It's a gas dryer, I take it. Gas fired.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was all tore apart when we were out there.
What are they using in the meantime?
They have a backup one. Like a residential one,
More is-
not loaded,
It was not commercial grade.
not commercial at all.
Yeah. How many residential dryers could we run out there? Rather than buying one big one, buy a couple of residential.
I don't know, well, I suppose if you take the commercial out, you'd still have electricity.
Yeah. Might have to split the gas, and the electricity is gonna be 110, it's gonna be 220.
You guys maybe want to look at it, and I just wanted you to know this,
Yeah.
this is what we just got, and that's the amount that they're throwing around.
I think we're just asking for trouble if we continue using the residential one by itself,
Yeah,
because it'll be wore out, and then we'll have to.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd get with Larry and see what they think about, which way we should go on this.
Okay.
I'll
We'll
do
just
that.
hold on to this until
Okay.
next meeting, and we'll see what comes up. Yes. Now, if you happen to find somebody else that does it, the actual quote was $7,003, but they're taking off some, yeah.
Who's that quote from?
CSC Service Works.
Okay, now we'll get on that. All right, anything else, Susan?
Nope, we're done.
Andrew, you have anything?
No, I don't think so.
Kellen?
No, except I think we got service on them. The way I read the Indiana trial rules on serving notice on corporations, the resident agent was listed as Ganesh with the address of the Baymont Hotel. So the sheriff or sheriff deputy delivered the paperwork to that address to the manager at the time. And as I read the statute, that's also an allowable way to do it. So I think that that means they have a certain amount of time to respond. So they haven't responded yet. No attorneys reached out to me. The only person that reached out was this consultant that they have. That's their HR person. It's somebody that reached out to me last year or the year before. I think his name is Peter Paul, something like that. And he said something about how he does this work for Ganesh because he's good at talking with people. So basically, what we have to report is that the lawsuit's been filed against Baymont, and no response has been filed back yet, but we did get service.
How long do they have until they need to respond back?
They have, because it was serviced by sheriff, they have 23 days.
Go ahead. Anything, Jim?
No, I don't.
The only thing I have, and not to go too far into it, is the Wayne Asphalt letter, Andrew. And I don't know if you saw Andrew's comments on that. I think we should go with his recommendation.
I agree.
Agree.
Okay. Yeah, I just see, so what I can do is I can reach back out to the attorney for Wayne and just say, we're going to stop pursuing anything at this point. That's what I'm getting from everybody.
And we're not taking over the road, correct?
Not take what?
We're not taking possession of the road then?
I don't think you have to take possession if it's not done up to your standards.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I just don't want to take possession if we
Yeah,
don't.
we've got nothing really to lose as far as,
Yeah, I don't want the road if it's not our standard, so.
And I'm sort of surprised, the whole bond, or the letter of credit thing was given by a subcontractor, not the developer. So it makes it kind of difficult because normally the county's contracts and agreements are with the developer. So it's somebody that wasn't a company that wasn't directly related. I mean, they're related to the project, but they're not.
Yeah.
The owners of it was giving a letter of credit, so it just complicated things legally. And then with the bankruptcy, there's extra complication there. So do you guys want to maybe take I don't know if we have to have an official vote, but maybe just take a quick vote on that you authorize me to say we're not going to pursue that anymore and drop it. I think it's good to have that on the record.
I'll make a motion to follow your advice on the lawsuit against Wayne Asphalt and to, at this moment, let it.
Right, to drop it at this.
To drop it at this moment.
I'll second that motion.
a motion, a second on the floor. Additional comments, commissioners or public? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Okay.
Motion carries.
I'll try to reach out to the trustee's attorney and Wayne Asphalt's attorney on that.
Anything else? Okay,
Moving forward, though, hopefully after the whole court thing gets settled, the new developer,
Yeah.
whoever, will finish it and make it to,
Right.
hopefully the county standards, and then we can accept it after that.
yeah,
And depending on their plan, theoretically, they may have their own type of curbing that they want to put in, which will help finish everything out, their own style of sidewalk or whatever to put in to make everything unified, and hopefully they'll just finish it out. That's the idea, and then the county can accept the road, and it's good for the residents, but, yep,
Just for clarification for anybody that's watching, we're talking about Heron Lake development.
yes, Heron Lake Development, which is currently in a bankruptcy case, which means county is not allowed to go in and put a finished topping on the road right now if we wanted to, because it's controlled by the bankruptcy court.
Just for clarification, anybody that's watching or listening.
Yep, that's a good clarification.
okay. All done? I will open the meeting up to public comment. Anybody have any comments, questions? Yes,
Dave Clark, Mayor of Auburn. Just one quick topic is to have second appointment to the game member.
Recommendation from.
that's on.
We do have one. Aubrey ETJ. Suzanne, M-O, is that an O?
Yeah, it's
That's two O's.
a M-A
G?
Mag.
Suzanne. That's who it is.
They just had not received an official recommendation
Who?
up at Building and Planning.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is with the Economic Development Partnership with Todd Sanderson not serving another term, there's still that vacancy.
Right, right.
That's all I got.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you, Mayor.
Did we officially vote on Suzanne Mag? We did. I thought we did.
Yeah.
What was the other one, Mayor?
Anton King. Yeah,
Sanderson was sitting on
right, we never did. Volunteers? You go for it?
that. I'll make a motion to put Jim on there.
I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Anything else? Yes, sir.
Rick Ring, and I just wanted to do one of two things. Well, I wanted to do two things. First of all, I know that you left it last 2 weeks ago with the appointment to the BZA. I had questioned whether or not Andrew Provines was qualified due to his position that he has with Butler. I know that you guys did not come to a conclusion at that meeting, and I wanted to make sure that, number one, I sent an email after that meeting, and I included Andrew in this, and I just told Andrew personally that I have no problem with Andrew being on the board if it's within the rules that the state has for the BZA and for Plan Commission. That's my only issue. If it wasn't for that, he would be perfectly fine for the BZA as an individual. But Indiana statute would say that for an advisory plan commission, which he is the city planner for Butler, the plan commission shall prescribe the qualifications of and appoint, remove, and fix the compensation of the employees of the commission. So everybody that's acting as part of the plan commission, and in this case, it'd be the City of Butler Plan Commission, that person is appointed by that plan commission. So there was a debate as to whether or not the mayor hired him or appointed him. The state statute says that they're appointed by the plan commission as the official there, and that's in 3674-402. The duties, employees, and hearing for plan commission. So.
I don't know that I
Part of
looked
your
that
research?
specifically up, no.
And that same thing would hold true for how Chris Gallmer is appointed. It comes from the plan commission.
Understand that.
Chris Gomer's definitely appointed by the Plan Commission. I wonder why, it doesn't sound like Butler does it that way. It doesn't sound, you heard mayor, didn't you,
Yeah, I heard the
before?
mayor.
The mayor claims he's appointing
But
Andrew.
I think that even Dave would probably think that he actually makes that hire. But it officially, by state statute, it comes from the plan commission itself. That was my only.
Okay.
Andrew Provines, 3920 County Road 75. I just want to speak a little bit on that. So the Board of Zoning Appeals, according to Indiana statute, there's a series of restrictions. So one is that a person that is on the BZA cannot hold an elected office, okay? So when I joined the BZA for the county, I actually stepped off of Stafford Township Advisory Board because that was an elected office. They can also have no other appointed office in municipal, county, or state. So those are the restrictions according to Indiana code. So really, it comes straight down to whether this is a hired position, whether I am an employee, or whether I am appointed by the mayor. So I don't know where we came into dual office and lucrative office, et cetera, but it really comes down to whether I'm appointed or hired. Based on what Rick... Right. What Rick had just said was that the Plan Commission appoints me. The Plan Commission did not appoint me. Whether they, I don't actually think they were supposed to, but the mayor hired me to be the city planner for Butler. My position as far as the Plan Commission goes, as well as the Economic Development Commission goes, as well as the Redevelopment Commission goes, those are kind of my other duties as a city planner. I believe those would fall in Andrew, am I using the right word, ex officio? I need to
you're not voting, you're not being paid for those jobs outside your regular pay as city planner.
I also am not voting.
One way to view it.
I don't have a voting seat on anything. The previous city planner before me actually was the hearings officer. I did not think it was fair or right or morally okay for me to do the research for something and also render a vote. There is no sovereign power that has been handed down to me. I don't make decisions. I say, are you following the ordinance to the T? If they are not, it goes to someone else, whether it's the mayor, whether it is the hearings officer, whether it is the Plan Commission full of voting members. I don't have a say in anything. So with that being the question, whether it's appointed or hired, point one I would think would be the mayor said that it was hired. If you don't trust the mayor, then move forward and go against it, but the mayor said that. If we move further, Indiana Code 36498 for third-class cities says that the city executive appoints a city civil engineer, an attorney, a fire chief, and a police chief, and others required by statute. So if you go into Indiana Code and you look up city planner, it's mentioned 5 times. It's mentioned specifically with the Meridian Preservation Committee in Indianapolis, which Indianapolis is a different beast because it's an included city. So the government is completely different. It is not mentioned anywhere else. There is nowhere that says you need to hire a city planner. City planner must be this, must do this. It's not appointed. I don't take an oath. I'm not beholden to the public. I try to serve the public and I try to do whatever I can for every citizen, but I'm not beholden by any state statute. There is nothing in there for city planner. If you look at Todd Rikita's dual office holding guide, just kind of helps define some of these things. So it says that an employee is one who is in the service of another under any contract or hire, express or implied, oral or written, where the employer has the power or right to control, direct the employee in the material details of how the work is to be performed. That fits exactly what I am. It also goes to say, office is a position for which the duties include the performance of some sovereign power, which I do not have, for the public's benefit, and continuing are created by law instead of contract. Once again, nothing is set up in law for city planner. Yeah, I do not believe this to be, the mayor does not believe this to be, and it's not in state statute. City planner is not defined as an appointed office in any way, shape, or form.
Comments from the commissioners?
I would say I understand the argument about the Advisory Plan Commission, but what I would look at and what seems to persuade me the most is the fact that he does not, according to the, according to the mayor, he was not appointed, so that was a big thing in my research. And secondly, if he's not making decisions or exercising sovereign power, that was a key issue in my research. So with those two things, that leads me to think it's more likely that he would be okay to be on that. But that's just my initial thoughts from hearing this today, based on my prior research and hearing more about this. The mayor came in and said he was hired. The elements of the job that we've heard from Andrew Provines himself indicates to me it's less like, let's say, a deputy clerk or a deputy auditor, and more like a regular employee.
Comments?
I'm going to defer to what Mr. Cruz, our lawyer, has to say about it. I have a personal relationship with Andrew, politically and personally, so I'm going to abstain from whatever decision we go forward with. If we want to pursue this further or not, I'm going to go off of what Andrew Cruz, our lawyer, has to say about it and follow his recommendation. So.
I personally want to do some more research. I'm on hold at this point myself.
My comment would be, I guess if the mayor has acted outside of his authority, then somebody besides us would have to make that correction or make that determination. I don't think we have the authority to do that or the knowledge to do that, for that matter. So given that the mayor has stated it is hired, that's what we have to go with, and that's what I'm willing to go with. Until somebody proves different or somebody backs the mayor down and says, well, you can't do that, you've got to rescind that hiring, there's nothing else we can do. We go with what is and move forward. So that's all I have. Let's break for pledge, and we'll come back and wrap up.